This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. And if you want to run ads in the channels, jordantowermedia@gmail.com/prices for the holidays. Holla at me, all right? So, Maino is a sucker. Yes. Let's get into this. Jim Jones. Was Jim Jones loyal to Camron? No. He tries to paint that Camron wasn't loyal to him. Camron put him in the game. Mason Camron taught him how to rap. Camron put him in the game, and they were a good team together. And then Jim Jones felt that it was a good opportunity when 50 Cent and Camron were beefing. That, you know what? I'm going to go side with 50 Cent. This is my time to make a move. And I'm going to go side with 50 Cent. And I'm going to, team up with him. And he did. This was back in 2006. Disloyalty at its finest, okay? Did Jim Jones pick up Mel Matrix from jail like Max B was picked up by French Montana and had a great first day out? No. Sorry. There was excuses made that didn't make sense. And you guys can get on here all you want. It was the feds. It was the state. No. He could have arranged for him to get picked up and at least brought to a halfway house. Okay. Please believe that's how it works. Okay. They don't force you to take the train home. Okay. You can take a cab. You don't have to get on a train. They don't escort you home. You just have to report to that halfway house at a certain time. So he probably said, yo, I can't make it, bro. Or didn't even, whatever. But anyways, so as you know, Max B got out yesterday. And we're gonna get into this whole thing of how this is goofy stuff and how Maino just disappointingly proves to be a goofy. All right. So, anyways, they were both at a Jets game because right as Max B, French Montana made it a great first day for Max B. Max B was picked up, and Max B had a lot of friends picking him up, not just French Montana. Jolie was there. A lot of people were there. Everybody that you saw in those videos I did with Max B were there. They were there. 16 years later, okay? So he goes right to the hotel room. They change him into Louis Vuitton, do a photo shoot, go right to a Jets game, standing on the grass. Maino's there, and Maino just vowed his loyalty. He vowed to be loyal to Jimmy. He said, Jim, I won't go to that Max B party because you're my friend, man. And you guys might be sitting back and saying, damn, that's a real friend. But they weren't friends for that long, okay? You don't act like they were friends back when Max B and Jim had their issues. This has nothing to do with Maino. Nothing to do with Maino.
You asking me?
Yeah.
I can't go to the Max B party because you're my friend.
He has nothing to do with that. He didn't have any problems with Max B. This is a problem between Max B and Jim Jones, and I understand it, okay? But Jim Jones admittedly put Max B in a bad contract, okay? He said this on Justin the Boys podcast, okay? He says, and I was taught by someone who put me in a bad contract. Camron didn't put you in a bad contract?
Like that, yeah. In the beginning, I took advantage of only thing I knew because that's what I learned from the leader that I had.
Who was locked up?
Stop it. You signed a Koch. It had nothing to do with Camron. Jim Jones act like Camron put him in a bad deal. He didn't put you in a bad deal. Camron let everybody eat on their own. He thinks Joel Santana was in a bad deal. Joel Santana signed to Def Jam. Camron had no control. Camron relinquished his part in that when Joel's wanted to go, but it was up to Def Jam and Jay-Z to let him go too. Don't let these people fool you. They don't, Jim Jones doesn't even understand what he's doing out here, okay? He signed a deal with Koch where they own his masters for life, bro. Like, he'll never see any more money from We Fly High, maybe from the publishing, maybe. Maybe he signed that away too. Listen. You can respect certain aspects of somebody. I can respect Maino for pushing hard and getting a hit record back in 2009, okay? And after that, he tried to claim the King of Brooklyn, and it didn't work, and he clashed with a bunch of people. He used to be best friends with Uncle Murder, and that withered away. Jim Jones, I can respect him building Dipset with Camron. That took a team effort. But I don't respect the disloyalty. You guys actually should have been loyal together. You guys were brothers that came up together. And not even, but, brothers from just working together, Maino and Jim Jones didn't even get along for the longest time, right? They got along more recently than anything in the past 10 years, okay? And Maino owes Jim Jones nothing, and Jim Jones would not be loyal to you, Maino. He would not be loyal to you. And let's look at what we're talking about. Talking about Maino, a.k.a. Chano. Why do I call him Chano? Because of Troy Ave. Remember that shooting that happened with Taxstone and Troy Ave at Irving Plaza? Well, Maino was there. Maino's girl got shot from Taxstone's weapon, right? And then after, during the commotion, Troy Ave's chain just happened to pop off his neck. Nobody popped it off his neck. It popped off and he just got shot. Maino picked the chain up. He was friends with Troy Ave. This is the kind of friend Maino is. He was friends with Troy Ave. They have records together. And he didn't say nothing for years. And then, there was back and forth of Troy Ave being a snitch or Taxstone being a snitch, and the streets is a myth, and this whole thing. And, Maino kind of kept his distance. And then, he said something, and Troy Ave, just recently, like a year or two ago, and Troy Ave said something to him, and then Maino thought he was doing something by pulling out the Jesus piece in Cuban that he got that, and he says, "I have your chain, man." Like he took it off his neck. And then everybody was able to realize, and Troy Ave was too, that you've been wearing this chain in music videos for the past 7 years, Maino. You wore a chain you picked up at Irving Plaza that you knew was Troy Ave's, and you wore it for 7 years, just took the Jesus piece off it and wore the Cuban. I mean, bro, what happened, bro? Are you from Jersey now? I'm not saying that people from Jersey are lame, but it's like, are you from what are you from? Like, you don't rep New York no more. Don't even rep Jersey. Because a lot of people there are a lot realer than that. You just the bottom of the barrel, bro. Like, how can you respect somebody that does something like that? How can you, look, he's looking for a lick right now. Right now, he's Angela Yee's assistant, and he's making good money at iHeart. So, Angela Yee deserves a reward for saving Maino's career and life. Seriously. And that can happen to any of us. I'm not downplaying Maino. It's just like that he needed that. Love and Hip Hop was over, all that kind of stuff. So he needed the next thing. Now he's looking for the next thing with Jim. They're hoping that this podcast with him, Fabulous, Jim Jones, and Dave East pops off. There will not be enough money they don't have, it's not interesting enough for them to get a big bag, enough to pay all of them what they need. These are rappers. They're used to making a lot of money. Especially Jim Jones and Fabulous. Fabulous expects the most, to be honest with you. He was the biggest rapper in the bunch. But they all have their things, Jim Jones has it. Fabulous punched a woman in the mouth, allegedly. I mean, that's what she said. Emily B said she got punched in the mouth by Fabulous. I don't respect a man that does that. I love Fabulous's music, don't get me wrong. I like Jim Jones's music. Even if it goes triple plastique, I still like it. But he acts like he's something he's not, man. So this is goofy stuff. Yo, I was not hanging out with Max B at the Jets game. I didn't see him there. There's 80,000 people there. Bro, you were on the field, bro. There's only a certain amount of people that are on the field. Yeah, there's 80,000 people in the stadium. You were on the field, and then you went up into a suite. Right? But in the beginning, you were on the field. You saw him. And you saw French. Max, let this be a lesson. Jim Jones, do not go for the trick of getting on his podcast and trying to boost the numbers. He's trying to keep this beef going. Like, listen, don't do anything with Jim Jones. Don't do anything with Maino. Don't do anything with Fabulous. Don't do anything with Dave East, okay? They're all the ops. And you don't have to beef with them. You just don't have to mess with them. They'll benefit more from messing with you than you will with them. Go the route with 50 Cent, Camron. Go that way, okay? Stay on that route. And you'll get to the money. And French always keeps his connections. French always finds a way. French always finds a way. I'll just say that. Anyways, Maino, more sucker moves by Maino. Disappointing to see. People can preach that they're the realist, but just because you did some time doesn't always mean you're the realist, you know? People always expose themselves. And it's always the people that claim to be the realist that are the fakest. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. I appreciate you all. Check you guys in the next one. Smash that like button if you want to run ads in the channel. jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Slashing prices for the holidays. Peace.